Wyatt
Ooh,
back here, fourth time.
amazing. I'm honored. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for always coming back, man. I appreciate it. I always
Of course.
appreciate our chats and whatnot.
I love shooting the shit.
Always good to chat with you, man.
And I started doing a little bit of touring again, so it's been interesting.
You're back on the touring lifestyle, and just partying it up constantly.
Sort of. I mean,
Do you tour differently now? Are you do you approach it differently, or do you always have the same mindset of like, all right, I know what this entails.
it's different because I'm not touring. I'm more of a hired gun than I am like touring with my music. If that makes sense.
Yeah,
I've just been drumming for a band, and I helped produce their record. So I'm invested in that sense, but I'm really just drumming. I'm just kind of show up and fucking play my ass off, and that's it.
which is not
Uh,
natural for you. You're not. Yeah, I don't. I've never known you to ever play the drums ever. You never went to school for that or anything, so you're kind of just like new at this. I understand that.
exactly, exactly.
Uh, do you do you feel the same way when you go out now? You're like, all right, I'm amped for it, or are you kind of like, less excited than when you were first touring?
No, it's just as exciting.
All right.
Yeah, that never, to me, that never leaves. Yeah, it's just as exhilarating and exciting.
Is it different playing a show somewhere else, like, Tucson, for instance, than playing like a hometown gig at like the Echoplex or something?
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, yeah. People are much, I mean, I guess we're really jaded from being, from where we are because we get to see so much stuff all the time.
Hmm.
Uh, it's kind of generally speaking, people are much nicer outside of, LA and New York. So there's more of like I don't know how to describe it. It's a different type of thing.
Yeah. I mean, each place has its own feeling, I guess, too.
Yeah, sure, sure. I think music's just maybe appreciated in a different way. Uh, Places that aren't so inundated with shows and festivals and all that stuff all the time. So there's a, it's just a different type of appreciation. Of course, music's very appreciated in LA and New York, but it's just a different slice, a different, yeah,
Yeah, LA, New York, Anchorage.
exactly,
It's just a different vibe.
exactly.
Have you ever made it up to Alaska, by the way, ever?
No, I would love to.
Do you think you will?
I don't know. I don't know.
I appreciate the honesty on that, though, Wyatt.
I
I
mean,
do.
you could drive there, right? I always thought you had to fly
Yeah,
because it was,
you could. I think you could drive. Yeah, but you got to drive through like the whole of Canada, though,
yeah, yeah, yeah. I
which
would love
is
to go and check it out, but I don't. That seems like one of those places where you really have to have a reason to go there. Like, you know what I mean?
your reason is to check it out. I mean, you got your
Yeah,
reason. Yeah, it's
yeah,
fine.
sure, sure.
Yet touring with different people's music, does that kind of give you a different feeling when you're up there playing somebody else's songs or songs that you might not have had
Yeah,
a
it's not as
huge hand in?
stressful. It's not as stressful. It's much more fun.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think it is less stressful to play a song somebody else wrote instead of one of yours?
I imagine it'd be similar as to how you would feel if you were being interviewed rather than interviewing. There's a certain pressure that's put on an artist for proactively pushing their art.
Hmm.
It's such a vulnerable thing. Whereas if you're able to just play your part and be a part of it, and you don't, your whole subconscious isn't as involved, it's less stressful and it's more fun.
Right, right. You're,
They're
you're not
both
you're not
great.
driving, you're not steering the ship. You're part of the ship.
Yeah, yeah. There's not as much on the line, I guess. Just selfishly.
So
It's
when you get back to playing your own shows, you're gonna be like, there's just too much on the line here. We gotta make sure it's
Well, I
worth.
don't know. That's probably why I don't really do that anymore, or I haven't in years. Um,
Do
yeah.
you do you think that that'll flip, that you will want to steer the ship again? That you'll want to be like, all right, let me head this again.
Uh, yeah. In a fantasy world, it's just so difficult getting. I don't know, dude. I'm one of those like I don't. I don't want to say self-deprecating, but I look at my art in a more negative light than a positive light, and to have people to try and convince people to play your songs with you is just uncomfortable. Like I'm such a caveman, you know? Like I just stay in my little room. When it comes to my own music, I just do my own thing, and it's really hard for me to want to involve. I just feel bad. Like I feel bad showing my stupid songs to people and getting people together to play my songs, like all the time and energy. It's so precious, and I don't know if that makes any sense.
I understand what you're saying. I don't agree with you, Wyatt. I think they're great songs. We're gonna use this as an advertisement for the 2025 World Tour. And I'm stoked
There we
for it.
go.
First stop is obviously Tucson, and then Anchorage.
Yep, yep.
I think it's straight to Australia after that. I don't know though. I don't know, and this could change, but yeah. So it starts January 2nd to Christmas, right? I want to say,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. Every single day.
cool. So wherever you are, just, yeah,
A new
keep.
city every day. Music is I don't know, it's just a vulnerable thing. It's therapy for most people that do it. So to be public with your therapy
It's great.
is it's kind of a takes a certain type of person to be comfortable doing that. If you're the type of person that emotionally relies on having some form of output creatively, like writing a song or making an album or painting a picture or photographing things, like there's a certain vulnerability that is necessary for the type of person to even venture into that sort of thing. But that's one thing. But then to go public with that and like want to put that in front of people and perform and play shows and like put the spotlight on it is that takes like a whole other type of person, you know. That's the only way I can describe it. Those are two different things to me, like being creative and an artist and then pursuing it in like a public,
Facet.
you know. Yeah, well, like, everyone loves that to an extent. I don't get off on that. Like that's I, some people though like are just born performers. Like they just fucking love being on the stage with the spotlight and just being that person.
Right. Do you
That's crazy.
do you feel like you were a born performer, or did it take some time to ease into that role?
I don't think I've really ever considered myself a performer. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think, yeah, I don't think it's even crossed my mind.
Well, I'm glad that we're
I perform as a duty to the music, you know?
okay. If you don't view yourself as a performer first, what how do you, I mean, I know this is a difficult question and we're only I don't know 10 minutes into this thing, but how do you classify yourself?
Uh, honestly, I'm just a sensitive guy. That's it. That's it. I don't think I'm like when you know, you squeeze the juice down to its pulp, it's like I'm just a sensitive dude, and sometimes I feel like I can get my sensitivities out through a guitar or like making a song, or that's about it, you know.
And that's all you need.
I guess for me, it's I don't need much more, you know. Give me a space, like a little room with some instruments, and I'm pretty content.
I mean, and that requires a lot of doing, so that's a little bit difficult to facilitate that, but we're working on it. You've been working on a plethora of different projects. I mean, it seems like you always have your hand in something else, which I think is just phenomenal, man. That's it's great.
Thanks. I loved working on with. I think I like working on other people's music more than my own at this point in my life. So I don't know. I love it.
When do you think that switch happened?
Um, I don't even know if it was a switch. I think it's I've always enjoyed it, and the older I've gotten, the less selfish I've become. And being able to work on other people's music is gives me kind of a greater purpose than just sitting and, doing my own thing. So I think it's just age, time, but I think it's always been there.
Age and time. Okay, well, I
Yeah.
get like let me get a pen real quick. I gotta jot that down.
So what draws you to doing this, to talking to people, and what is it? Like, what is it, general knowledge and like information overloading, or is it because I know you love music, so obviously you're
Big fan of music. I want that on record. I enjoy it. I do. I do like it. Yeah. I was interested in finding out who's making this music that I'm enjoying. And now I'm trying to get conspiracy theories, which is it's taken a turn. It's evolved, but
you're an adventurer, dude. You're a
hey,
seeker of knowledge.
that's me, dude.
I don't know, dude. I feel like you're an open book. I'm the same way. I'm not.
Please order the book. The book's out now, by the way. Both of our books are out now. Please go because I mean they're flying off the shelves. And if you want to open our books, they're Amazon and whatnot. Are you a big book reader, or every now and then?
Not really, which I've always felt like I want to crack open a book and start reading, but I just never, I don't know. No, like I'm not a book reader at all. It sounds so much like it's so romantic,
Oh yeah,
But
sure.
every time I start reading a book, I'm just like my my brain is like, I could be doing something more productive right now. Why am I just sitting here reading a piece of paper? Couldn't I be like going for a walk or like making a song or calling a loved one? There's like so, you know what I mean? Like maybe it's ADD, I don't know.
Do you feel the same way when you put on a show or a movie or something like that?
No, I love movies and shows. So, but maybe it's because it's just more of the senses are being hit, the visual, the
Hmm.
audio, the I'm not sure I'm that much of a visual person. I don't think visual stuff matters to me, just in general in life. It doesn't hit me like audio, like sounds and feelings, and if that makes any sense.
No, I'm with you. What are you looking for in a movie or TV show? What kind of hits your serotonin?
I like uh I like everything. I'm a little bit too sensitive at times to like get into horror and not really into that genre of film. But like love stand-up comedy, love like really cheesy um tongue-in-cheek comedy movies. I also really um like dramas, like true crime, um like analytical stuff where you're trying to solve, get to the bottom of something, whether it's real life or not. Um I don't know, I like action movies too, depending on I like everything really. I just don't
It,
fuck with the horror like stuff because I get too.
that's not your thing.
It's like an open, like I'm too vulnerable to that would fuck my shit up. Yeah, unless it's campy. If it's really campy and like obviously cheesy and not real, then no problem.
Then you're in.
But some of that fucking the new horror stuff, it's like, how is this? How could anyone enjoy this? Like
Yeah.
life is just fucking painful as it is.
I'm
It's
looking
like
I'm looking for an
why do you want
escape.
to
Give me
add? Yeah,
some,
like
yeah.
please, yeah, like To me, I want to, solve a crime or like laugh at something. I don't want to fucking, yeah.
You think that you could solve a crime? You think that you could see some other stuff that people have missed in certain spots? You think that that could have been a potential another
I
life
don't
for you?
know. I don't know. I have always thought being a detective would be fucking rad.
Right.
It
Yeah.
just seems like such a cool job to just inundate yourself with a case and just obsess over like what I mean? Like I could see myself doing that for sure. And just, I don't know. I just think that shit's cool.
Just really getting into it. Just like a, you know, cork board, yarn.
Exactly. You wake up at 3 in the morning, you're like, wait, but he said this one thing 3 years ago in an interview with Time magazine. That could have, I could I think I'm obsessive enough to where I could see myself like enjoying that, but I don't know.
I think you have a knack for that, Wyatt. I think that that's, you know, I think on the weekends maybe part-time
Yeah.
detective.
Part-time PI.
PI would be cool too. All
Yeah.
Rockford files.
Yeah, dude. Just being a private investigator, just getting to the bottom of shit every day.
Do you take recommendations from people for like movies and TV shows?
Oh, dude, yes. There's nothing more than I love than being recommended shows or music or restaurant, like anything. I love recommendations.
Now, if somebody gives you like two bad recs in a row for like a restaurant or a movie or something like that, are you kind of like, I don't really trust this person's recommendations anymore?
Yeah, I would even say maybe after even one very bad one is like, I don't know if I could trust this person's taste.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe 2 times I give them 2 times.
But two, I mean two back-to-back fails, it's
Yeah, that's pretty much you lost me there.
yeah, you gotta have a better filtration system for these kind of things.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Has there been a hyped up show or restaurant or movie that you're like, nah, that just it wasn't as good as people were saying it was? Is there one that comes to mind?
I mean, in a way, In-N-Out Burger's kind of overhyped. I mean, it's good, it's great, of course. No one's gonna deny that. But really, like every time you go, there's a fucking hour long. It's like a freaking carnival every time you go to In-N-Out, no
Yeah,
matter what time of the day. It's like it's not that good. Shit. It's good, but it's not the best burger you ever had.
right.
But, so they're a little overhyped in my opinion,
Hmm.
but
Is that
they're
the
great.
best fast food burger in your eyes?
Fast food burger,
Like a chain like
probably,
that? Yeah.
probably. I don't know though, dude. Fat burger makes a damn good burger.
I feel like those are pretty rare to come by, or at
I
least
know,
I'm not passing by a lot when I'm driving around.
I know. I just randomly went to one the other day. I was like, fuck, this is a good, it's like a real burger, you know?
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I did not probably, but I mean, there's so much hype. Every In-N-Out I've ever been to is like a fucking maze
Yeah.
to get in and just get a burger. But I don't know. That's the only thing I could think of off the top of my head was In-N-Out.
No, that's a good poll. Anything off the top of the dome is it's pretty dang good. Why'd I'd say that? Um, Worst fast food chain in your opinion, just overall. You just go,
Overall,
that's that's bottom,
honestly,
the
dude,
bottom.
Carl's Jr. I'm not a Carl's Jr. guy.
All right, all right.
Never have been. I just don't. It tastes like shit. All of it tastes like shit to me. I don't know why, dude. The chicken stars maybe are the best thing they have going for themselves,
Mhm.
but never been a Carl's Jr. guy.
Okay, that's fine. It's
Are
all
you a
right.
Carl's Jr. guy? I mean, did I offend?
No. I no, I'm not saying I'm not a Carl's Jr. guy. I get down with Carl's. They had pretty good prices at one point. Now, but I mean, I respect the opinion. I could understand. I think that I've heard somebody else say this recently. And that's fine. It's all right. We all have our preferences. Chicken stars are pretty good though. That's you're correct on that.
Yeah, if I was gonna go there, that's probably what I get. Yeah.
But are you getting chicken at most places that you're going to, or are you kind of sticking to like a burger more?
No, it just depends, dude. I'm a freak about filet of fish. McDonald's, I fucking love filet of fish. Crave them. Like when I'm at the studio in Boyle Heights, there's a McDonald's right there. It's like tradition. After every session, I get two filet of fishes. Like they know me by name there.
Yeah.
So I fuck with the filet of fish at McDonald's, big time.
Are
Uh,
you walking in or are you doing drive through on that?
Usually drive through because it's like late at night.
Hmm.
I'll grow in at like midnight and get like a filet of fish and eat it in my car. But yeah, I love filet of fish, dude. God damn, that's good. I could eat one right now.
All
Um,
right. All right. That's I mean, I'm not in that's just it's an interesting take that you got. I don't think a lot of people share that opinion on the fillet of fish,
I
but
know,
hey, that's all
I
right.
know, dude. I get a lot of shit for it. It just depends on like Wendy's, their burgers are good. I always just get their classic Wendy's burger. It's great. McDonald's burgers are meh
Hmm.
to me.
I feel like
I
a
don't
lot
know.
of people aren't hitting Wendy's that often though. Wyatt.
Oh, fucking love Wendy's, dude. The frosty burgers, the crinkle cut fries.
Is
Wendy's the
there
shit.
is there a place that you've written off or is like kind of lower tier like that Carl's area on your list?
Uh, Carl's pretty much bottom of the fucking barrel to
What's
me. I
second
don't
to the
know
bottom?
why. I just don't. Ugh. It's just nasty, dude. I could be really hungry and somebody like, dude, let's hit up Carl's. I'd be like, I'll wait. I'll pass. I can't think of anything really like all the other fast food places. I kind of there's stuff that I like at all of them. The best probably is Del Taco.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
fucking love Del Taco, dude. That's probably number one. Um,
Del Taco, Southern California staple.
yeah, dude. I'm a Del guy over Taco Bell every day. Like, no question.
Hmm.
That's a big one too, though. Like, are you a Del guy or a Taco Bell guy?
Oh, Del, I don't go to Taco Bell. So
Yeah,
yeah,
dude.
I'm always hitting the Del, of course.
Yep, dude. There's so many in this, Orange County, LA area. It's
Oh yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, yeah. The closest thing to me is a Del. But
There you go.
interestingly enough, I'm not hitting it that often. Um,
Hmm.
it's just that's just the case. I don't
Huh.
know why. No disrespect to Dell. I'm just not. I pass right by it every day, and I'm just not. I'm not
Damn,
biting.
dude.
Yeah.
Damn.
But hey, again, no disrespect to Dell, but it's interesting because I'll be in like your old neck of the woods, South County kind of area towards the beach, and
Yeah.
that's when I get the Dell, like
There's a shitload of them down there, dude.
San Juan Capistrano down
Yeah.
there.
There's so many down there. It's insane. I don't know
Mhm.
why. But yeah, San Juan, San Clemente, Dana Point, Mission
Mhm.
Viejo. There's like fucking 10 Del Tacos in Mission Viejo. Like, why? Why? But it
Hey,
worked. It worked, man. Everyone goes to all of them.
yeah,
All of them
yeah.
are fucking jumping, dude.
That's when it pulls me in. So it is working, even though that is the closest fast food joint to my house. I'm not hitting it over here. I'm hitting it down there. So
Yeah. Interesting.
I don't know.
Interesting.
I don't know. That's just the way it works. I think their advertising is doing pretty well.
Yeah, dude. It must be.
Where does Burger King fall on your places? Is it higher up? Is it kind of mid level, lower?
Mm, Probably mid-level, maybe lower mid-level.
Okay,
I feel like they've closed a lot of locations.
definitely. Yeah.
Um, I used to really like Burger King. I just don't see them anymore. But no hate, no shade. Like
Hey,
Burger King. Burgers are good. Veggie burgers good. Chicken sandwich. I mean, all the stuff there's pretty good. It's
yeah.
not the best, but it's pretty good.
Yeah, yeah. I think that Burger King gets a bad rap overall. I don't know why. I don't know how they burned people before, but I'm a fan. I like
Yeah,
it.
same. I
Yeah.
just don't see them anymore. Else I probably would hit it up, but I just don't.
It's sparse.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
But besides from fast food, White, I mean you're eating pretty clean if you're not hitting the McDonald's or
Yeah, yeah,
something like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
I only do that if I like have an excuse to, do like the fillet of fish thing. It's just like a weird tradition. You know, the Del thing too. If I'm ever in Orange County, dude, I get Del Taco. I don't know why. If I'm driving through Fullerton or San Clemente or something, it's always like, oh, dude, I know the Del right here, and I just pull off. So
Now, last time you were on here, we talked about when you were a kid, you used to hang out at a fast food joint. I forget what the fast food joint was that you guys would all meet at sometimes. Did you recall this conversation?
yeah, I mean, it was a Del Taco.
Okay, it was at El Taco.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
this has been sitting with you for a while. I mean, it's it tastes like home.
Dude, it's just how I grew up. Like that was it was literally we called it DP Del, Dana Point Del, and that's where everyone hung out. DP Del, dude.
That's the spot.
It's cheap, you know. You get like Taco Tuesdays, which are still a thing. It's like I don't know. Growing up, that's just easy, and everyone likes Del Taco, and it's cheap, and it's centrally located, and you know,
That's just, I mean, it has everything that everybody's looking for. Going back to the to on the road though, or being on the road touring, if are you hitting fast food places a lot now, or are you kind of weaning yourself off of that and hitting grocery stores more?
it really depends on who you're traveling with. The guys I've been traveling with are fairly health conscious, so it's a lot more like grocery stores. But when I was younger, it was all fast food, you know. It's just
This
that was
is
the only
the
option.
Honda Element days that we're talking about
Yeah,
here.
yeah, sure, sure. Yeah, it was like, you know, any fast food joint was the way to go, especially Waffle House.
Yeah, okay. You know, you bring up a good point there. Is that fast food still? Is a sit down establishment like that fast food?
They're like an exception for some reason because it's cheap like fast food and it is fast, like, you know, they get you in and out really fast.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's not a drive-through. It's not. That's why I think it's so popular. Because you do go in and sit and it feels more like you're eating real food. But it's definitely not good for you and it's definitely cheap as fuck.
But it kind of is more real though than like a McDonald's Big Mac or
True,
something
true,
though.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, man, Waffle House is like it's open 24/7. So after the show or like in the morning, it's like where's somewhere we can get really cheap food and coffee? It's kind of like that's the spot.
Right.
But it's only in the South, I think. Like there's no Waffle Houses in California, I don't think.
No, I mean the only time I've seen it was in the South. So,
Yeah, like Arizona has Waffle Houses and like all the
okay.
way to like South Carolina, North Carolina.
Mhm. Yeah, the first time I ever saw one was in Louisiana. So I
Yeah, yeah.
was like, oh, there it is. And I think that I can go on record here saying for the both of us, Wyatt, that we will trade out two Dells for Waffle House in Southern California.
Yeah, that'd be
That
worth it.
pretty fair deal, I think.
Very fair, dude.
Okay.
Have you been to Waffle House? Like, have you eaten there?
I wasn't able to, but I was like, oh, there it is. Like
Ah,
that was the
dude,
first time seeing one.
the waffles are fucking good. Yeah, they know what they're doing.
Are you waffles over pancakes and French toast, or
It
what's the
depends on the
lineup on that?
spot. Like
Okay.
at Waffle House,
Mhm.
it's sacrilegious to get pancakes at Waffle House. That's like a sin. You know what I mean? I don't even know if they have pancakes on the menu. That'd be kind of fucked. But if you go to IHOP, the International House of Pancakes, I'm getting pancakes, you know?
Mhm.
But just I try and like respect the establishment's you know, strengths.
Yeah, you're going by the books.
Yeah, I just like that, dude.
Now Denny's is just whatever you want. It's
Yeah,
just
Denny's is kind
four.
of like a wild card, man. It's kind of like the Joker in the deck of cards. It's kind of like
Mhm.
you can. I went to Denny's like a year ago and got a burger, and it was phenomenal. It was insane.
Yeah, I've seen some wild orders at Denny's.
Yeah,
Um,
what is that? It's just you can just get anything there. I mean, you could get like stir fry. You can get burger. It's like every cuisine in the world in one place.
they have a filet
Oh,
mignon, dude. No,
I
I'm
know, dude. They do. They
oh, do
do.
they?
Yes. they have like steak dinners and like you can get like pasta and um I don't know, man. They just it's like no none of the rules apply to them at all.
No, no, yeah. It's what is it? It's America's Diner, I think is
I
the
think,
slogan for it.
yeah, I think so.
I mean, they really mean it. They're like, we got everything. We got
Yeah.
all, yeah. I mean,
Should be the world's diner.
the world's
You can just
diner.
get fucking any type of food you can imagine at a Denny's now. It's
Uh,
insane.
I will say this about Denny's: best bacon, best chain made bacon,
Really?
Denny's, for my
No
money.
shit. No
Yeah,
shit. All
I
right.
and I don't really have bacon that often, but I mean, if it's there, I'll get it.
I'm the
And
same way, dude. I don't go like out of my way to make bacon or get bacon. Yeah, if you're at a Denny's and they're like, "Do you want bacon with that?" I'm fuck yeah, you're gonna say
yeah,
yes, you know?
are you bacon over sausage,
Uh,
or is it circumstantial?
God. I would probably take bacon over sausage. Push comes to shove. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It depends though, because if I'm at a place where it's like they're famous for their sausage, you know,
But what place is famous for their, like there's no
I
like
know, I
restaurant
know.
that's like, oh yeah, this is the,
That's what I mean. Like, so yeah, bacon definitely. Bacon's so fucking good.
yeah.
Um, like really good bacon is just to die for, you know.
How do you feel about that like sweet bacon or when they put like cinnamon or whatever on it? Do you get down with that? No. Yeah.
Nah, I don't like that. I just like plain old, a nice crispy piece of bacon is
Yeah.
like, dude, I imagine Denny's probably just has the most classic bacon. It's
Yeah,
probably why
it
it's so
is.
good.
It's
Yeah,
pretty classic. It's yeah, it's good. Um,
yeah.
I'm a full endorser for Denny's bacon. Absolutely.
That would be the funniest sponsorship.
Just
Not
Denny's.
Denny's, but Denny's bacon specifically.
We're Denny's adjacent. We are Denny's bacon only. And I would be happy to, yeah, I would run with them for sure. No
Yeah,
problem.
they just give you a stack of bacon like coupon cards.
That
It
is worth
only
it.
applies to bacon. Yeah, it'd probably go over pretty well actually. Like I
I,
would be stoked to get a bacon like a bacon token for Denny's.
a BT. Yeah, they call them
Yeah,
BTs
yeah.
now. Yeah.
Yeah. I'd be stoked.
But yeah, but I mean, if you're not hitting this thing, I mean, you're pretty regimented in your meals with the rice and chicken and greens and whatnot. When did you start doing that? When did you start getting into like, all right, let me,
Dude, when I was like 25, uh, or maybe it was 24, there was this one trip that I went on. Well, it was a tour that I went on, and everyone got this weird stomach bug. Um, I did as well, but I already kind of have had a sensitive stomach my whole life. Never to the point of like needing medical attention. Just like, oh, I'm like sensitive guy. I'm like,
we've already
gotta watch.
established this. Yeah,
You
this
know
is
what I
not
mean?
new
Like,
news. Yeah.
blah blah blah. But I was cool, dude. I could fuck with like going to Del Taco at 3 a.m. and like smash in a bunch of tacos with hot sauce. I was fine until I was like 25. Um, I just started having really bad stomach problems. um, where I had to like go to the doctor and get tests done and all this stuff. And that's kind of when I was just like, man, I feel like shit. I gotta figure out how to like mitigate this problem. And man, it took me, I'm still kind of trying to figure it out to this day, to be honest. I kind of have it dialed in, but yeah, it took me on a long journey, dude.
We're getting close to the answer though. Every meal.
Yeah, it's just a lot of experimenting, you know?
Seeing what
And I know
works and
like,
what doesn't. Yeah.
yeah, there's certain things like, man, it's hard to explain. Our stomachs are so, it's really like they say your brain is actually in your gut. Like your gut is your real brain,
Mhm.
and your gut is telling your brain how to feel and what to do. I totally agree with that. Such a complex, no one really understands
Microbiomes
probiotics,
and
and
this
yeah,
kind of
no one
stuff.
really understands it. It's like a universe within itself. Dude, I feel like I'm like there's just a slim population of people that have like gastrointestinal problems that really like it to the point where they have to really like try extreme shit to try and figure it out. So yeah, maybe most people I know can just eat kind of whatever they want. Um, or they don't eat certain things because it's preference, like they they're vegan for moral reasons, or they're lactose intolerant since they were born, or things like that.
Mhm. Are you a coffee guy as
Love
well?
coffee. Yeah, you know what's I went through a phase where I didn't drink coffee, and I was fine. But then I want to say a year and a half ago, I started doing coffee again, and God, I love it. Fuck, it's so good. I don't even know why I ever gave it up. So I've experimented with doing coffee and not doing coffee, but I love it too much.
Now, if you're going to a place like a Starbucks or a Dunkin' Donuts or something like that, even a Mick Cafe, for instance, what do you're gonna say, let me get a
Yeah, it kind of depends. I like Americanos, like Starbucks, for instance. I like the Americano more than just their coffee because it just tastes fresher to me. I don't know why. It just tastes better. But McDonald's, the coffee's pretty good. It's actually like just their straight up black coffee, pretty damn good.
their cafe is really good.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it's solid. Um, and Starbucks coffee's okay. It's got that like burnt flavor to it, which is
They burn
fine.
the beans. That's yeah.
The Americanos taste a little better to me than the coffee. Um, I don't know. I'm pretty simple. A little bit of cream in there is cool. Or
Hmm.
black. I like black coffee too. I never put anything sweet. I don't like any sugar in my coffee
Yeah.
drinks. Um,
And in terms of Dunkin', are you hitting that ever, or is that just not on the radar?
dude, Dunkin' coffee is fucking good, but I
Okay.
don't know what they put in that shit. It is like way stronger than any of the other coffee in terms of the caffeine. Like I can never finish a Dunkin' coffee, dude. I'll get like halfway through. I'm like, I'm fucking buzzing right now. So I don't know what they do. I
Well,
mean,
you
have you
know,
had that experience?
America runs on Dunkin'. I've never had that experience.
Dunkin' does that to me though, dude. I don't know why. Every time I drink it, it tastes great and I love
Yeah.
it, but I have to order a small. Like if I
And
get
and
a
this is a
medium or a large,
small.
I'm fucked.
What do you what is the just like a black coffee?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah,
All right.
yeah. It's
I
great. I just don't know what the fuck they put in that shit. It's like rocket fuel.
I gotta give it a go. I'm gonna take a rec. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I mean, I can do a small Dunkin' like coffee, and that's chill. But if I try and like do anything bigger than like the little small one, it's just I learned my lesson the hard way, dude. It's getting like cracked out on that shit.
are you a coffee first thing in the morning kind of
Yeah,
guy
I can't
or
even function without like first thing, glass of water, cup of coffee.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Now are you doing multiple cups or just the one?
I it depends on what I'm doing.
Like a
Um,
just like a typical day.
Probably one cup in the morning, maybe a cup in the afternoon. Um, maybe that's more of like a question mark because sometimes I actually really like. There's a drink called a London Fog.
Mm.
Have you ever had a London Fog? It's
No,
like
I know
black tea
I
with.
love the coats though, you know. Yeah.
It's this drink it that I just got turned on to like a year ago, and I've been doing a coffee in the morning and a London Fog in like the afternoon, and it's just black tea with milk and honey is a
Mm.
London Fog basically. Um, but sometimes I'll do coffee, maybe one or two cups a day,
All right. All right.
nothing crazy.
Yeah, no, I mean that's pretty insane. 2 cups of coffee and a London fog. I mean, talk about being up. Talking about being
Well,
twacked
dude,
out.
I could see you probably you. I imagine you're probably like a 3, 4 cup a day guy, huh? Or am I off?
I could two usually. I could do three. I've done four. I did four recently. And I was kind of exploring the world with those four. I was doing
Yeah,
different
I
different
imagine.
types. Yeah.
I imagine
Yeah.
that's yeah, that's a lot, dude.
Hey, I was busy, and it just sort of happened that way. I was like, all right, well, this fourth cup. I knew I was pushing the boundaries, but sometimes I got to do it, you know?
Yeah, dude. I feel like that 2 cup thing is kind of like the perfect get that morning cup and then you get another one middle of the day just as a little treat.
Yeah.
For me, that seems to work the best. Anything more than that, I start to get a little antsy, you know?
Which is good. That's what everybody's chasing, the antsiness, that kind of let's do this thing already. Let's dance already.
Exactly. The buzz from tea though, I've been liking a lot as my second caffeinated drink. It's just a different type of thing, different type of buzz.
I've heard this tea has more caffeine in it, in this sort of thing. I just can't get down with it, man. I don't know
Hmm.
what it is. I want you to make me a London fog though, and I want to try. I want to see how you make it, and maybe this will be the turning point. And we're gonna put it on Patreon. We're gonna drink four London
Yeah,
fogs
dude.
back to back to
Well,
back to
I mean,
back.
do you like you don't like any type of tea?
No,
Interesting. I don't think you'd like a London fog then. It's very
tea
very
heavy.
tea heavy. Yeah, it's just I don't know, dude. I don't know. Maybe you would though. I mean, are you like a do you like milk and honey? Like you that kind of guy? Or
Not,
you like
I don't have them together often. Wyatt, I'll be honest.
God, it's like God's blessing to this earth, dude. I'm not religious by any means, but when you have milk and honey and something, it's like, wow, this is a biblical fucking combination. You know what I mean? Like
Dude, you're
this
you're
is magic.
yeah, I mean, I might not be a tea guy, but you're hyping up this combo. I mean, I think I just gotta bite the bullet and try it. I might like it.
Dude, they sell them. What's crazy is like Starbucks has London fogs. Like every coffee shop in the world, it's like a common drink. No one told me. So like a year ago, it's like, oh, you'd probably like a London fog. You should try it because you like black tea and you like honey. Okay.
Does
Now I fucking love it.
does Starbucks have the best London fog in your opinion?
No, it's like a fast food London fog. I mean, it's fine. It's good. But like if you go to a real like an independent coffee shop and they make you London fog, it's gonna be much better than Starbucks.
Hmm.
But the Starbucks one's good. It hits the same receptors, it's a similar thing.
Did you have a local coffee shop when you were a kid that you'd go to, or was it more
Yeah,
just chains? Okay.
no, there was. And the sad part is that I think when I was in high school, they built a Starbucks literally next to it. Like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. But, the city really like rallied with this coffee. It's called the Bean. Damn it, what was it called? Something Bean. I could see it. I could see it like perfectly well. But
You
the
can see it
city,
right
like,
next to that Starbucks.
dude, the city like really rallied behind them, and they're still open to this day. And still to this day, there's a Starbucks, and then there's this independent coffee shop. They share the same fucking driveway. Um, it just seems like, yeah, it's like stay in your lane, Starbucks.
That's what I'm
Like
saying.
stay at the gas stations and the Targets, and like, I don't know. The independent coffee shops are just better, man. They're just
Yeah.
better.
Love it, love it. And I'll take a gamble on an independent coffee shop. If there's a Starbucks in
Same.
the radius, now let me hit the small joint. Let's see what they're up to.
I'm the same way, but some people are diehard Starbucks. Like they only go to Starbucks. Like I know some people like that. It's like, oh, there's no Starbucks around here. Well, we got to figure that out. You know, like, well, there's a bunch of other coffee shops. No, we got to go to Starbucks. Damn. Okay.
Full disclosure, Wyatt, I did have a Starbucks before we started this. I'm not against Starbucks,
I'm
but
not
I'm
either.
you
I'm not
know,
either.
I'm not hitting Starbucks. But if there's like a small joint in the vicinity, I'm going to the small joint before I go to the
Same,
Starbucks.
dude. Same here. Same here.
Yeah.
Yeah, Starbucks, they have like a fucking death grip on a lot of people. Like it's just all they drink is Starbucks. which is fine, but fuck, it's not
It,
that the coffee's not that great. Shit.
no, but it's convenience. You know what you're
Yeah.
getting, which
Yeah, it's the
I
consistency.
understand.
It's like the same every fucking time. I get it.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Have you?
spice up your life, you know?
Hey, that's what I'm saying. Maybe a London fog, maybe just a trip to the local, maybe a donut store, perhaps even.
Yeah,
You
dude.
know,
Yeah. Sometimes the donut shops have good coffee. Sometimes
that's
it's shit though.
that's what I was gonna say. So
It's just watery shit. Yeah.
there's a flip side to that,
Yeah,
which is
yeah.
it's not good.
Yeah,
And
that's a real gamble, the donut
but you
shops.
run the risk and go with somebody else, and you can be like, this is kind of shit, and then you just share that experience of like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah, yeah.
remember that was shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Are you, if you hit a Dunkin', are you getting a donut? Do donuts intrigue you at all?
Um, probably, probably, because if I'm already gonna go to Dunkin', I'm already doing that, then I'm just gonna lean into it, you know? Like I'd rather just fuck it. We'll get some donut holes, some donuts, some coffee, like so yeah, probably. But I try to stay away from donuts because they could be a problem, dude. They're so good.
It's a
Just donuts
slippery
in
slope.
general. It's like, oh man, I gotta be careful, you know?
Hmm.
It's like the type of thing you just like, I don't know, it's like a drug. It's like, oh, I'll just stay away from drugs, you know? I'll just but
But then once you're doing them, you're like, yeah,
yeah,
this could be a problem.
yeah, yeah, donuts are really fucking good. Donuts, cookies, cakes, like I'm such a glutton for that stuff. Like I love that shit. I could just gorge on that. So
But you balance it out with the fish fillets, you know. Gotta be a balancing act here.
dude, sometimes I'll get the fillet of fish and like a box of chocolate chip cookies at McDonald's and eat them right after the other. Like that's how bad. You know what I mean? So like that's
I
when shit's getting really bad, you know.
I
And
know
then you
that
smoke a
chocolate
cigarette
chips,
afterwards, you're just like, wow, my life's fucked. That was me for a while, dude.
a medium Dunkin' Donuts black coffee, two fish fillet, a box full of cookies, a smoke.
Yep. Yep. That's like you hit bottom for
That's the
me.
true
That's where it's like,
tradition.
oof, ooh, life's hitting me hard.
But you always come back. You always reel it in. You go, let me get the small coffee. Let me get the two fish fillets. I'm
Yes,
gonna
dude.
put down the
Yes.
smokes.
Exactly. Exactly.
Do you have any traditions before you go in to record something or someone or work with somebody? Or is it just kind of whatever happens before that, and then you do your routine afterwards?
There's one there's one thing that I do. Um, it's not really that exciting or groundbreaking, but I find that I guess this really only applies to people that there's a lot of people I work with that I've never met before, you know, and they're coming into the studio not knowing me or the space. It's all very new. You know, it's a big gate and the whole thing is very like what you know, what I mean, it's a little mysterious. So I try and one, I like to clean the studio before every session. So I feel like a messy studio doesn't um at least maybe it's selfish, but I feel like I'm not as productive if I'm like looking at a big mess.
Mm-hmm.
And I always like to like put some music on and I have all the doors open. So it's just kind of like setting the vibe beforehand where there's no weirdness. The doors are wide open, there's music playing, it's clean.
It's inviting.
Like let's have a good time. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because if the studio's messy and then I'm like trying to clean up while they're there, it's silent and there's no music on,
Yeah.
all the doors are closed, and like, oh, got locked out of this door. The whole thing, the vibe
Shifts.
changes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's kind of the only tradition like pre session is just like to clean it, make sure all the doors, I leave the doors just wide open, all of them. Um, yeah. then we do the session, and then I smash like two fillet of fishes, and
And then
it's yeah, dude. That's the reward, you know, my
that's
selfish
music
little
making.
reward.
Yeah. What do you find is a good soundtrack before getting into making music? What do you like to put on, or what have you been put on recently to kind of set the
Dude,
vibe?
I like it depends on the type of band that I'm working with. 'Cause I work with so many random people that are all in different genres of music. Um, like there's this guy, band called American Hustler that I've been working with. It's like a blues, like straight up blues rock band. And so I would kind of throw in like old 50s blues records and blues guys like Elvis and like Rat Pack stuff and like real old 50s stuff because I felt like that would kind of sort of get it. I don't know. But then if I'm working with like a punk band and I'm gonna throw on some like punk music, you know, it just depends on like what it's almost like what are we getting into today?
Yeah.
Like what's inspiring? Like what's gonna, you know, something we could talk about. Um, so it just depends on the artist. Yeah, I'm a slut, dude. I like everything. Seriously. So it's all great to me. Um, yeah, I just try and think of like the type of artist that's coming in and maybe what is would sound inspiring or spark conversation or something that's catty corner.
Hmm. What have you been getting into lately as for your listening preferences?
Um, hmm. I've
And
been
and
kind
Wyatt,
of
I didn't mean to throw a curveball at you. You know, I gotta hit the hard
mm,
hitting questions sometimes, and I do
please, dude.
apologize.
These are the best. These are the
I
best.
apologize for it. You know,
I'm such a fucking slut, dude. Like it's hard for me to even answer that question because this morning I was listening to like 80s hair metal, but then last night I was listening to the Eagles, but then I was listening
same
to Charlie
same
XCX.
vibe, same vibes, all that. Charlie XCX, Eagles,
It's
hair
just like
metal.
I, you know, like I love Brat. Like I've been obsessed with that album. It's amazing. Uh Fontaine's DC's cool. Been
Mm.
listening to like their stuff. Um, but then I've been listening to like James Taylor and the Eagles. But then I'll go into like White Snake and Rat. So it's just kind of like uh, I'm always I don't know the Post Malone stuff that he's the country stuff he's been putting out is pretty good. It's actually like my favorite country stuff.
All right.
It's so good. So I just really everything, truthfully. I just, dude, I love listening to music.
You know, I think that that's good for you, being a detective and all. I think that it's good for you to kind of have like a release of some sort, kind of just come back out of the case. I know that you're headstrong in this, you know, and you got your cork board and
Yeah,
whatnot.
yeah,
And
yeah.
mhm.
Just play a little, play a little Eagles before a case.
I mean, but I mean, honestly, why it's probably like a pretty good choice.
It
Walk
would
in
be actually, that'd
for
be
sure.
a perfect choice, dude. Just to like
Absolutely.
set your brain straight, just listen to Take It Easy. Just
Yeah,
like
that's exactly what I was thinking.
don't let the wheels in your head keep you. What's that one?
Keep on turning.
Yeah, yeah,
No, drive you crazy, I think is what it
yeah, yeah,
is.
yeah.
Sorry.
Exactly.
Apologize to the Eagles. You know what I watched last night for the first time? Casino.
Hmm.
Robert De Niro, Joe Pesci.
I still never seen that. It's amazing, or what did you think?
Pretty good. I'm not gonna say amazing. Pretty good. Awesome soundtrack. Really touches a lot of different flavors in it, which I was
Huh.
pleasantly surprised to hear.
Huh.
Yeah.
When
Lot.
that came out in like what year did that come out in?
I was like 92.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I imagine that's a fucking ripe time for like culture. Like late 80s, early 90s is like pretty wild time.
When does it kind of start to shift? When is the ending of that era for you?
Well, dude, like 92, that's like when grunge music started like taking off, right? Like
Hmm.
early 90s.
I would say so.
And that was like the last, really to me, like the last big worldwide shift in rock music because it went from like very like dudes wearing makeup and like doing their hair and like big
The
80s metals
glam in
to like
whatnot. Yeah.
yeah,
Or
to like
glam was kind of before that, but yeah, I understand
yeah,
what you're
yeah,
saying.
but it was going you're going from like Motley Crue to like Nirvana, which is like the opposite. It's like they don't give a fuck about the way they look and they're grimy and noisy and that took the whole fucking world by storm, dude. Like I mean that like changed the history of rock music. And I don't know if there's been as big of a shift since then, really. There has been in like indie rock and alternative rock, emo music and like that sort of thing, but it wasn't like I don't know. Grunge music was fucking huge, like
There wasn't
Soundgarden.
as much as a dramatic shift,
Yeah, it
right?
wasn't as dramatic. It was much more, it's like the small earthquakes compared to like, the big one. Nirvana fucking, geez, man. They're still to this day like one of the biggest rock bands of all time.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think that
Great songs,
so
great
many?
songs.
I mean, but I mean, like kids that were, I mean, kids that were 16 or whatever in 1992 were getting into it, same as 16-year-olds in 2024 getting into it. It has like the same kind of
I think it's
energy.
just a more raw, vulnerable genre of rock music. There wasn't anything like that before. It was all very like thought out and storybook like, and all the songs were about kind of the same thing, about like girls and cars and like it was almost like it was scripted to a sense. And Nirvana was kind of like, fuck that, dude. I hate my life and I'm depressed and like other people are too. Why can't I sing about that? Why do I have to care about how I look? How come I can't just make a bunch of noise and but also like write some of the best like pop songs you've ever heard in your life? They're kind of like just they took it. I don't know. I can't think of. I mean, I guess Elvis did that with rock music in a sense. Like he took music and then added this other dimension to it that was never a part of rock music with the whole aesthetics and the look and the talking. Like that wasn't a thing before Elvis, really.
Yeah, he was
Same with
the
Nirvana. Like
trendsetter for
Nirvana
that.
just was like totally took it somewhere else. Like hair metal did too. There's like points in time like disco did that. Disco was like a big like what the hell is this? It's like rock, but it's like dance music. The fuck is this? But yeah, I just can't think of a time post grunge that made as big of an impact. Emo music is maybe like the closest thing I could think because that was pretty big. Um,
Yeah, early 2000s kind of, yeah, getting into that
yeah,
era.
yeah.
This is a big question. I don't expect you to have an answer to it or a very direct answer to it, but do you do you think that there will be another big shift like that um coming up in terms of music or popular music? And B, what do you think that will sound like if you have an answer to that?
Dude, I think about that all the time, like almost almost daily. I'm like, when is like is something happening with rock music? Like, what's the next progression, and where is this going? Um, I really don't know. I really don't know. There's part of me that thinks that there will be some sort of revolution or shift, but there's also part of me that doesn't think just the landscape of how everyone communicates and digests new music doesn't it won't allow for that. It's too fragmented.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but that's not to say maybe that's the perfect atmosphere for some crazy, group of people to make music we've never heard of. Like I remember thinking like White Stripes, they were pretty shocking. Like when I was younger, what? Two piece, it's guitar and drums, and the guitar sounds like it's broken. And it's what I mean? Like that's pretty cool. There's stuff, I don't know, dude. I don't know. It's a mystery. I don't know what it would sound like either I imagine there'd probably be some sort of electronic element to it, just because it seems like that's what's piquing people's interest is this very electronic-esque sounding stuff. But I don't know. I have no
Do
idea.
do you think that anybody ever had a clue before it came, before Elvis came, before Nirvana came,
No,
before all
no,
this?
I don't think so. I don't think it was ever, I don't think there was any destiny or like some written path. No, I think it was all just a
Natural.
mixture of like timing and culture, technology. Yeah, it's just luck. I always think like if it wasn't the Beatles, it would be someone else. Like someone else would have filled in that shoe, so to speak. It's
Hmm.
just like the time where we were at that time, like just allowed for that to happen. I don't know if that makes sense.
No, no, no. I'm with you. If it, yeah, if it wasn't then, it would have been somebody else.
Yeah, someone else would have filled that shoe. Not to say that Beatles are fucking the best. Um, but yeah, dude, so much of it is outside of anyone's control. But it's so interesting. It like keeps me up at night. What's gonna happen with music? How is this gonna persist? Like part of me is like, is it rock music just gonna die? Or and when I mean rock music, I just mean like people that play their instruments with each other. It's not like programmed and you know. But people still love it, dude. People still buy tickets to see the Stones and the Eagles and
Right. Right.
um, Jack White's killing it. Like there's a lot of great like Greta Van Fleet. Like there's a lot of great bands that obviously people care about. So it,
And are getting down
thank
with
God.
still. Yeah.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Thank God, because I think that's such a pure form of art.
Um, Speaking of these people that play like giant arenas and stuff, Wyatt, is there a limit due to you that you think like, all right, this is too big to play. This is a too big of a place. Like, what about one of those like spiral, like in the round kind of theater places? Would you ever play one of those
Dude,
places?
that shit doesn't bother me. Actually, it's the opposite. It's the smaller places that are more nerve-wracking because you just it's ugh. Like playing in front of like 20 people, much more nerve-wracking than playing in front of like 2,000 people, in my opinion.
Why do you think that is?
It's just it's the vulnerability thing. When there's less people in the room, it means they're closer. They're able to see more of the wrinkles in your face and your mannerisms and how you present yourself. And the songs become more naked because the room is emptier. And it's just, that's harder, much harder for me than playing in front of 2,000 people where it's like, that's, that's so much easier to me. Um, but I mean, that's also everyone's different. That's just me. Like playing to a small room of people is tough. You have to be on your A game
Yeah.
for sure.
What's your optimal audience or attendee number? What do you like to hit right now?
Oh,
This is
dude.
not like a just a forever number. I'm just asking for, today. If you're to play for an audience like tonight, what would be the optimal number?
Dude, honestly, I like playing in front of small and big. It's just a different feeling. Um, I think there's something about like being in a room with 1,000 people. There's something about the energy gets like turned up to like this level that's just it's like goes to a different level. It's really like connective and exhilarating, and it feels almost like I don't want to say out of body, but like feels bigger than you are. So like the shows I've played that have been like 1,000 plus people in the room, just like the kinetic, the energy in my body, I can just feel it. There's just a lot more. There's just so much excitement in the room. Everyone's there to enjoy themselves. Just really fun.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, playing music with any type of crowd, any type of thing is just a special thing.
Right.
But 1,000 people, it hits different for sure.
Now, 1,000 people outside, but still 1,000 people, but not in a room. Does that change things for you?
100%. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, the outside, I mean, it's just different. There's something about being in a fucking the same room with 1,000 people that's just pretty wild. It's similar to outside, but it's different. There's more distraction. There's more, people are walking around. There's like food trucks and people are talking more because it's outside and there's more ambient noise. There's more, you can't really do that when you're like in a room. Like you could take the observatory as an example, like the big room at the observatory.
Hmm.
If playing a show with that room filled out is fucking crazy. It feels the energy is it's like wow, this is special, you know. If that was outdoors, it would just be different. Still
Yeah.
special, just different. Like that's just like that type of environment is so special. Um, I don't know. It's just a different feeling.
How do you feel about the Sphere place in
I
Las
don't know,
Vegas?
man. It looks insane. I
Yeah.
haven't been there. Have you been there?
No, but I mean, I've seen the videos and it does
It
look
looks
insane.
insane, dude. Like it's hard for, I imagine it's one of those places where you can't really grasp what it is unless you're actually there.
Hmm.
The videos look bananas. Like,
Well, I can't wait to go with you, Wyatt. I'm stoked.
dude, tickets are like, I think the Eagles just play there. The tickets were like $1,000 a ticket or something ridiculous. Um,
Look, if you want to solve the crime, you're gonna pay $1,000 for a fucking ticket. That's just what detectives have to do. And you know this. You know this firsthand. I'm not
that's
telling you
true,
anything you
though.
don't know.
It's true.
Would you rather be in the audience or be on the stage in the Sphere?
It would just depend on what options, like who's performing. If it was the Eagles, I would take watching the Eagles over me playing any day.
But are you playing with the Eagles
Fuck, that's like, of
in the
course
Sphere?
I'd want to. Yeah, that'd be insane. That'd be insane. That'd be like I could just, I'd die happy in that moment, you know?
That's
Uh,
it. You just took it way too easy, and then that was it.
yeah, exactly. I took it way.
Way too easy.
Yeah, yeah.
Whoops.
I let the wheels in my head. Yeah,
Literally driving you crazy. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, yeah, that'd be insane.
How did Wyatt die? He took it I mean, way too easy. It's pretty dangerous.
I wonder if that actually happens. Like if people die because they're just they're chilling so hard that they just die. You know,
Out of everybody who has ever lived, I mean, that has to have happened. That has to have happened. Wyatt.
right? It's like, what happened to Jerry? It's like he was just chilling so hard. Yeah. Just his heart rate got so low because he was just so chilled out that he's,
That was that was it. Wyatt, I appreciate you coming back on here, man. Thank you so much. Number
yeah,
four.
anytime,
Um,
man.
yeah, and I'll meet you at the Del Taco in about 5 minutes. But
Yep.
before then, we got some promo to do here, as per usual. So, Wyatt is on Instagram at Wyatt_Blair, and that's where you can keep up to date with, all the hottest memes, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
and of
Yep.
course all the awesome music that he's been making in his I think that you're gonna post about the Sphere experience.
Yeah.
No,
The
you have a
chilling too hard in the spear with the Eagles experience.
almost chilling too hard, borderline too hard
But
chilling,
yeah, taking it too easy.
taking it way too easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go follow Wyatt on Instagram at Wyatt_Blair underscore. I forgot the last underscore there, but yes, that's
I forget
that.
about that one too.
Yeah, I didn't though. We course corrected, and that just comes from years of chilling. That's how you
Yep.
learn how to
Yep.
do that. And Be sure to follow Lollipop Records on Instagram as well. That's where you can keep up to date with news and releases and new artists and shows and all that good stuff. Right? Is it the best place for people to keep up to date with everything?
Yeah, yeah, probably.
I'm gonna say it then. That's the best place. And that's Lolipop Records. One L, or I guess two L's,
Yeah,
not
yeah,
three L's.
yeah.
Um, yeah, in all the music from the label is streaming everywhere, wherever the people get their music, right?
Oh yeah,
And you guys are doing the distribution thing, correct?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, let's talk about a little bit on that. So, what for the people who don't know, let's give them a little inside baseball on this distribution.
Yeah, I mean, in a nutshell, just wasn't really happy with the distributor that we were using to hand our music to Spotify. I was like, there's got to be a way we can hand the music that we're putting out directly to Spotify instead of having to go through like this third party company. And so I found a software developer and worked on getting a distribution thing going where when we put out an album, we're handing that album to Apple Music and Spotify, et cetera, as Lollipop, not as, DistroKid or all these other um, companies that you can distribute with. And that was really the intention, was just it was to help our artists maybe have a chance at getting looked at, because they're not being funneled through like a million other, artists through DistroKid, but they're getting handed over by Lollipop. And we did that for a long time. And at some point I was like, can't I just make this like public facing so people can just use this too? I was like, the software's already there. And so I just basically made it available for anybody to use, because I think it's a really good platform. But it's the best I've ever used, and I upload a lot of music to Spotify all the fucking time. So anybody can just sign up for an account and put their music on Spotify through Lollipop.
Right on. And there is a website for that, or
Yeah, it's
is
just
there a place?
lollipopdistro.com.
Yeah, cool. That'll be linked below if you're trying to get your music out there. That's a good way of doing it. And I mean, Wyatt knows he's played the Sphere. He's also taking it way too easy. So this guy knows what's on the up and up. Um, yeah, that's awesome. And in terms of the label side of things, lollipoprecords.myshopify.com. That's where people can go get the vinyls
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and all the good releases and whatnot. That's the best place, right?
Yep,
Right on.
definitely.
And Active Decay's music is streaming everywhere as well, correct?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And everyone can stay up to date with news, shows, and everything else by following the band on Instagram at active_decay. And that's I forget the other member of that project. Its name,
Brooke.
Brooke. Yeah.
Yeah,
Amazing.
yeah, yeah,
You guys together. I mean, that's I think the Eagles are I mean not I don't know if we gotta cut this out or not, but I think the Eagles are open up for you guys soon.
yeah.
Not to not to not
Yeah,
to give
in
not to give
a
away too much.
yeah,
And we're gonna talk to the lawyers about keeping that in or not. I don't know if we're even allowed
yeah.
to
We
say
signed
that yet.
we signed some NDAs before.
Shit. Okay. Well, it'll just be a weird jump cut to this part then, I guess.
Yeah.
And White, do you have anything else to promote before we cut you loose here?
No, dude. No.
Well, man, I appreciate you coming on, man. Four times. I mean,
Dude,
White.
anytime, man. I love chatting with you.
I love chatting with you too, man. And I'll see you at the Del Taco, okay?
Yeah, yeah, sounds good.